very pleased to have Backyard Bullion with me here today, all the way from the UK. Very big thank you to Backyard Bullion for joining me, and we're going to talk about where he's from, how he got started, and why he loves silver so much. So thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's finally a little bit of sunshine here in the UK as opposed to all the horrible rain that we've been having. So it's good, and it's good to be here. And just to clarify, I'm not with you in Canada. I'm just coming through the wonders of the internet. That's right.
The beauty of the technology we have these days. We can chat to each other all the way across the world. I love it. So you're in the UK now. Where are you from originally? Where did you grow up in the UK?
Well, I was born in Ireland, in Belfast, but we actually lived in Italy for about 3 or 4 years when I was very, very small. When I was 3 years old, we came home, and yeah, it was just a really happy childhood. We lived in the UK in the middle of the countryside, just like absolutely, playing in fields, running around, playing with sticks, all, just doing normal kid stuff. So yeah, it was just very nice.
Why did you end up moving to England?
Well, my parents were both teachers, and they worked in an international school in Rome, and that school ended up closing down. So they just came back home to the UK, and they both found teaching jobs, roughly the same area. So we just settled down, basically bang smack in the middle of the UK, in the countryside, basically. So it was very, very nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you grew up in the countryside most of your life, then?
Yeah, pretty much. I hate big cities even to this day. Like, it's nice to go into London for a day trip, and you'll see, like, I've done a few vlogs when I've gone to the London Coin Fair and things like that, but I just don't like big cities. It's just not for me. And yeah, definitely like the big open spaces, because we've got a dog and we like to walk him and take him out and have him run around fields and go bonkers when he does. So
right on. And so your family, you've got family all around the UK, right? And you get to travel and visit them. Do you have a big family or a smaller family?
It's relatively small. I've got a couple of brothers, some half brothers and a full brother as well. And we don't see each other very often, but it's that kind of thing. When we do, it's fine. And once a year we'll all get together and just have a good old time, basically. But yeah, we've got family who live up in Scotland, so we try and go up to Scotland every year, because it's so remote and so beautiful. And even like the small things, you can feel that the air is cleaner, and it's just gorgeous up there, especially in like this, the spring and the autumn, when everything's either coming out or turning colours. It's just amazing. So
absolutely beautiful up there for sure. You've got family all across the UK. You love to travel, it sounds like, for sure. But you mentioned the dog, and you are married,
yes.
I understand. So how long have you been married
Bullion, the one, the only.
And how long have you been married for?
It's 5 years now. It's 2012, and but we've known each other for since we were about 18, because we met at university in Nottingham, and yeah, so it's been a very long time since
That's
university.
Exciting. So did you guys date for a little while, and then we were
basically just good friends for a while, and then we became closer, and we ended up kind of living together after university, and basically just then that was when we became more than just friends. So yeah, no, it's really, it's nice to find your friend to spend your life with, and that's, I think, the best thing.
That's awesome. So you're spending your life with your best friend, it sounds like. That's pretty awesome.
Okay.
That's exciting. So now, Mrs. Backyard Bullion, I know she's a professional, but your career has made a bit of a jump in the last little while, obviously, between starting up your YouTube channel and your silver business, and becoming something that went from a passion and a hobby that's definitely grown tremendously over the last little while. So how does she feel about things? How does she feel about the evolution of Backyard Bullion?
So if I could describe the look on her face when I first turned to her and said, I want to buy a furnace and melt silver, the look on her face was one of shock, horror, and what the hell are you on? But yeah, so when it was a hobby, it was fine, and she was just like, she was enjoying the stuff I was making and everything, and she was like, it's all right, it's fine. When you're going back to work, all of these types of things. Because at that time I was I'd taken some time off kind of full-time work, and I was working for myself as a kind of independent business consultant, but it wasn't filling all of my time in the week, so that's why I took up kind of some extra hobbies and tried a few things out, and silver pouring was one of them. But yeah, now that we are where we are, like every day and every week, and even every time somebody wants to buy something or gets in touch and buys something, we're just kind of a bit flabbergasted, and like it's a bit of a dream, because I love it. I love doing this. I love pouring silver. I love creating something and being creative, and you know, it's really fulfilling when I get a piece of feedback from somebody that they really like it, or it was given as a gift and the person that got it really loved it, and you know, that's just amazing. So yeah, Mrs. Backyard Bullion is very, very happy with the way that everything's turned out, because I'm a happier person. I'm a more fulfilled person, and that's priceless, really. So
that's fantastic. Yeah, so kind of seeing that almost like a piece in yourself as you've become you're doing something you love and you have a passion behind, rather than a job that's just bringing a paycheck, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no bones about it. You could earn more money doing other things in this life than pouring silver and making videos on YouTube that only get a couple of thousand views a month, but it's just so fulfilling. And we're very lucky in our situation at the moment that we can both afford to not have me working as a full-time income. We're smart with money. We don't spend a lot of money, and we're very prudent savers, and I think that's important. But at the same time, we live our lives quite well, and we enjoy our lives, and we'll go on nice driving holidays in the UK to visit relatives, and we don't need to have the flash Ferrari cars and £2 million house, and we're just getting on with what we want to get on with and enjoy it. As you said, it's kind of turned into this sort of full-on business, starting to get obviously contracts with shops and things like that. And you may have seen recently the video about the masked rounds for a shop in Singapore, and obviously there's the silver forum bars and things like that we're working on, and looking at the future, there's so many different avenues that we can take this down, but I don't want to ever lose sight of where it started from. And I get a lot of questions when I make my mirrored pieces, and I end up with a giant callous blister on my thumb, and it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to do those. When I get questions from people going, why don't you just buy a Dremel tool and do it in 5 minutes? It's because I enjoy doing it the way I do it, and it's about the Backyard Bullion brand of me putting that heart and soul into it, and I think that's what makes it special. So I don't ever think that if we got to a point where we had to farm out some work to other people to help us fulfill orders and contracts, I wouldn't ever want it to be there, because it wouldn't be me making it anymore.
That's right.
It would dilute it, make it less special.
Well, you're an artist, right? This is something and many other forms, because I know you love photography as well. And so I think there's an artist in you that has come out in full form since you've been able to really put so much time and effort into a passion of yours that you discovered. Really, people are going to be getting that true, authentic piece from you every time, right? So,
because I think ultimately it's like that's why people would want to buy something from anybody. Like, it's nice to have a nice piece of silver, but if you're just buying a Britannia or an American Eagle, it's just another one of many different things that are the same. And it's like, with all of the handful of silver you see on YouTube, everybody puts so much effort and time and energy into these things, and I think that's important, never to lose sight of that.
Yeah.
So that's the unique part of it all.
When you truly love what you're doing with that, and you're able to pay the bills, geez, life's great. You're now doing silver pouring and making some wonderful artwork, and Backyard Bullion has really grown in the past year for sure. But where did this start from? Like, where were your hobbies and interests growing up? Why silver? Were you a coin collector? What got you involved in this?
I've collected coins since I was like, I can't even remember, like 5 or 6 years old, and but not like in any kind of serious way. I just had an old wooden box that I'd put a whole bunch of old foreign coins in that my grandfather would bring back from his holidays or something like that. And anytime anybody I knew went on holiday, I was like, oh, you have to bring me back coins from that country or whatever. So I just ended up having like a giant box of old foreign coins. So I've always loved coins. I just love the history about a coin. Just think about even a 50-year-old coin, what it's seen, where it's been. Has it been around the world? Has it been stuck in a drawer somewhere, and how did it end up here? You know, just thinking about those amazing stories that it could tell. And then, you know, the older coins are just fascinating because, you know, the old silver coins, they just, the phrase, they don't make them like they used to, is very true, because you don't get such a lovely feel from these new coins out there than you do these old ones. So I don't know, something just really alluring about coins, and that had always been, you know, a passion of mine, but never really a serious collector or investor or stacker. But it was when I was made a godfather, and what I wanted to do, you know, traditionally a godfather would be there to kind of guide a young person through, you know, religion, and, you know, helping with the choices in life when it comes to religion and everything. And that's the traditional sense of godfather, but I'm not particularly religious, so I felt that it was more appropriate for me to kind of impart some of my passions onto that person. And so coins was a logical thing for me to look at. And then so I looked at things like the Royal Mint and everything, and then that got me thinking about, oh, if I got a nice Britannia every year for him, so when he's, you know, when he's 18, he'll have a whole set of them, and it'll be a really nice thing for him to have. And then, of course, I ended up finding YouTube and finding all of these wonderful silver videos like Silver Slacker, and just seeing all of these amazing, so, and, you know, silver and gold is just like so alluring. The eye's drawn to it, and you just want more of it whenever you see it. And yeah, so when the first pieces of silver came in, I was like, yeah, I'm buying more of this. I know I'm buying more of this.
So you did. You got the silver bug at that point. Completely.
Yeah, you got the silver bug, exactly. And then, of course, like, the silver tube community is just phenomenal. So watching all of these videos really inspired me to think about even making some videos for myself, because again, it was at this time when I was being self-employed. You know, I had about half of my week filled up with work and clients, but the other half of the week was sat there not really having much to do. So, you know, I thought, well, what better thing to do than to try this hobby out and just make a few videos on it. And when I started, I just was like, yeah, whatever, I'll just make a few videos and that'll be it. And yeah, people liked what I was doing and showing and talking about, and yeah, it's just kind of continued there. So I'm still amazed every time a new subscriber hits there, and get views and comments on videos, and it's just a little bit of a magic whirlwind.
Yeah. And I can attest to that. I mean, it's pretty exciting to see a channel grow, especially pretty quickly in a year. And we've got a pretty niche market. I mean, the YouTube silver community, the silver tubers, as Mr. Zeke calls us, and you know, we're definitely a unique community out there. And it's not as big of a community as you're going to get with, you know, your gamer community, even your metal detectors and anything like that. And what I've really been trying to do is connect all of us together, because, you know, the metal detectors, they love their silver and gold when they find it. The numismatic people, they like some forged silver too. Forged silver guys might like a numismatic coin, and of course the younger generation. And I think that the more we can get more of these groups in together, then you get new people really excited about getting involved and maybe getting that bug like you did. I mean, it's not that long ago really that you got this bug, because having a godfather. And now your life is completely different, all because of you know, that one thing that happened in your life. And viewers out there and all that, remember that, you know, if you're having a bad day, or you're having you know, that time in your life where you're not sure what to do, keep your passions, keep driving forward, because you know, you will be successful at it as long as you don't give up on yourself. And you never know what that one door will open, like for Backyard Bullion here, and now he's off and running, all because of becoming a godfather. Very exciting in its own right, but look what it's led to, right? That's fantastic.